Eddie Jordan has been living life in the fast lane ever since his involvement in Formula One racing. Now in his 60s, he shows no sign of slowing down. So when he invited us to come and visit for a chat at his London pad, well, we were there in a flash.
Eddie, the last time we saw you was for your birthday in Courchevel. How's life treating you in your 60s?
I thought you would be so kind as to mention my age on air, but 60s is cool.
Yeah.
It's learned to relax just a little bit. You know, the Formula One thing was hysterical. It was just so full on that I found it a little bit initially to sort of come back from that and to live a normal life.
But his age comes in handy at times, especially when he was on his way to the U2 gig.
We were all at the gig last night, and I was the only one who had the bus pass, because you get that when you're 60. They were all very unimpressed that I was able to get on the train for free going to Wembley, and all you punters had to pay. So there are benefits.
And getting back to you being a pundit for the Formula One with Coulthard, I have to say, the two of you are a pleasure to listen to. I love the way you hit off each other. Great crack. How's it going for you?
Well, everyone says I'm going to punch his lights out, and they say the same thing to him. Actually, it's not really like that. I think he never forgave me for not signing him at one stage when he was a little bit desperado. But I told him he was never good enough, and he said that I was too mean to employ him, that I wouldn't pay him.
I've had such a long career in Formula One, mainly, oh, in fact, exclusively, because I never drove for Eddie. He's got to be the biggest. No, I love him dearly.
But he is a good guy. We are different by nature. We're both Celts, which helps to understand the logic that's going on. And I joke with him about knowing his mother better than I know him, and he doesn't like that sort of carry on. But anyway, we won't go into that on this nice family show.
You're as bold as brass, Eddie Jordan.
No,
do you know
that's
that?
not true. It's just I like to tease him.
But tell me, what do you think of Schumacher? A lot of disappointed fans there. He's not coming back.
I think it's probably the most disappointing occurrence that has happened in the last couple of years. Everyone was so excited. Even though those people who ridiculed him for making the sport boring because of his greatness, but they all wanted to see how he could come back and tackle the likes of Vettel, the likes of Hamilton, Alonso, all of those, you know, aspiring megastars.
But let's not forget that it was Eddie who gave the young German his Formula One debut.
I did, and he reluctantly pays me credit. No, that's not true. Now, he's now much more chilled, a bit like myself, you know. The intensity of when you're actually employed and working in a business like Formula One, where it's really brutal and can be very hard. Any type of professional sport, particularly at a world championship level, is very tough. And he never wanted to say, well done, Eddie, for doing it, and I never wanted to be nice to him. But when we both retired, we became quite good friends. And
on a happier note, your band, Eddie and the Robbers, fantastic band. You played the last time at your party. How's that going for you?
Well, that's changed again. We were very punky and very dark. The music and the words were just ridiculous. You couldn't go anywhere, any respectable place, because
that's you all over, Eddie.
Well, I was a punker, you know, and I liked punk rock and the irreverence of being punk rock, and I grew up in that era, partly in Dublin. We talked about, you know, people like Geldof and that, who, you know, the punkness never really leaves you. You know, you're that kind of a full-on person and in your face, and I think that is my style. We've changed it, and now we've got a lot of gigs. We did places like Tea in the Park, we did the Isle of Wight Festival. There are lots of gigs, and then recently, because of the BBC, I bring the band with me when we go to the Grand Prix. The crack is just outrageous, and the buzz it gives you, particularly at my age, it was the alternative that I needed to the drama and the aggravation involved in Formula One. This was my downtime.
We here at Xpose think you're like a good wine, Eddie. You get better with age.